Alright, did a trip to the other shop in the Dart, picking up stuff for the Ramcharger. Oh, hey! Now that's some old school stuff. Leave it in the comments if you know what that is. I'll tell you what it is in the next video. Okay, getting rockers installed. So I'm lubing up where the push rods go, and then lube up the other side on the engine, same way. A couple little things on these Mopar rocker arms before I get into that. I'm just using the driven assembly grease. You can use a little bit of axle grease on there, something just kind of sticky because it's going to take a while for oil to get up here. All right, let's look at this. Mopar stock rockers. You got one that's stamped left and one that's stamped right. See how this goes to the left and that one goes to the right? It's left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. All the way through, right? That doesn't mean left-hand side, right-hand side. The shaft. The oiling hole is down. You cannot see the oiling hole on there, right? Of course, valves are lubed up and everything. I got this pretty much zero torqued so we can see. I made sure the push rod, of course it's got lube on both ends, is in the socket and it's in the lifter. And this is something that doesn't really matter what it is, what you got going on. You want to make sure they're seated in there, they're not off to the side or something. When you torque them down, they'll give you a good pop, if you're lucky, and they seat. A couple things, oh, back on this side over here, you can see this side I'm about to put on. Everything's lubed up. And then I didn't lube this side of them because I have that on the rocker arms, right? And I'm just gonna put it in there and I'll look up the torque spec. I think they're 17, but that's why I got the books on, go look at it. So that's what's coming up next, coming together. And, about to start working on, if I don't blind you with the light out there, getting this cleaned up. You saw a little bit there, but I'm gonna go ahead and get this clean and paint this. So that's prime and paint using the Van Sickle oil-based primer and paint, which has it's an alkali, it has a rust inhibitor stuff in there. So I think that'll work. I hit the Eastwood stuff up in there to try to kill some of that rust. So that's about how I'm going to spray it there. So I'm going to try to work on it pretty much like that. I'll have to get that covered up. Dart's covered up. It's time for tires, and I got a... well, this tire is screwed up. Let me show you. Right there. See how screwed up that is? I was going to have it repaired, but the tread is... I don't know if you can see the depth on there. There ain't a whole lot left on these. So I was like, well, that's what my emergency fund is for, right? So since it's not mobile, it's going to take a few days before I can get those tires, and I'll just drop those off in the truck. But it's covered up, that way I can start doing my painting this weekend. okay, I've been getting systems knocked out. Got the fuel line mocked up. Need to go through and tighten it down. Added my little pre-pump filter right here. I forgot how many micron it is. I think that's an Earl's Performance one there. This is going to be kind of a temporary thing with a mechanical pump. But what I'm doing right here is just kind of getting it thrown together with what I got and basically how a typical build like this would go. And then, okay, we're going to upgrade, electric fans, the electric pump, all that kind of thing can come later, right? A rocker system, get that updated. So this is basically how I used to run this engine many years ago. This engine's been around for a while. Pretty much this combo right here, I ran that many years ago. So what do we got left? So I'm almost ready to do electrical, mount the coil, ignition system. I also have exhaust to do. But before I get into that, got that stripped out bolt that I need to deal with. So I like where this is at. We're looking pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and pull the carburetor off and get that one bolt hole helicoil. At least I hope I do. If not, then you'll see the intake manifold off, right? So that's what's coming up next, and then I can actually start bolting things down, locking things down. The other thing on the fuel system, I need to clean out these fuel lines. It's set for a while. I want to blow these out real good. They've been sealed up, but I want to go ahead and drop the tank, which is back here. I want to drop it again, get actually that's just a heat shield. But I want to get that dropped, get that cleaned out, and get it ready to get some fresh fuel down in there, and then the fuel system be complete. Here's stuff I'm working on for the exhaust right there. So yeah, things are coming together. Things are coming to, oh, that box right there. Don't know when I'm going to be doing that. That video may come out before this one. Actually, I think it will. So, y'all, if you're watching this, you probably already know what this box right here is then. All right, final segment, getting ready to helicoil over here. So here's my setup. So since this is going to be one of the studs, and you see kind of how tall these studs are, and I'd like to actually go a little taller for a 2-inch spacer on here, I got to get this right. I only got one shot at it. This doesn't have the dual pattern holes like some of the other Edelbrock intake manifolds. I just got 4 holes, right? So what I got here is I made this wooden little mount so that I can put my drill guide up here. And right now I have a 1/4-inch drill bit in there so I can bring that down into the hole, get it all lined up. And what I'm doing now is I'm zeroing it out so I can put my stop in here, because what I don't want to do is be drilling this and drill like through, all the way through the runner or something like that, right? So I have that zeroed out. Before I did that, I had my caliper, so I just went down from the wooden piece right here all the way to the bottom of the hole, so I know what that needs to be. And to zero it out, I just use this 1/8-inch flat stock. So I'm going to add that up and get that dropped down, get it locked in, get this jigged up real good, squared up where I want it, get my drill out here, get the actual drill bit for the helicoil, put that down in there, and get this knocked out. Now this could get a little ugly, so I don't know if I'm going to set you up on record for this or not. This could be an epic fail. sure what that was about. Guess that's why you don't buy the China tools. Okay, so this is how I'm going to grade myself on how good of a job I did. Now that's a relief. Woo! Because that could have went real bad right there. All right. Well, I think that's going to sum this one up. I just got to get it put back together. If you like what you see on the Ramcharger, make sure to click that playlist over there and you can watch more content on it. And I'll see you next time on Broken Tool Garage.